Have you ever wondered what a digital agency actually does? You hear the term all the time, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct exactly how they work. And to do that, we're using a real company, Lucky Zip, as our case study to see how they help small businesses make a real, tangible impact online. It all boils down to this one huge question that pretty much every entrepreneur faces. You've got this great idea, a fantastic product, a killer service, but now what? How do you take that and actually build a presence in the digital world? I mean, where do you even start? Well, for an agency like Lucky Zip, the answer is right there in their mission. It's not just about, building a website or running an ad. It's about bringing a business to life in the digital space, making it breathe, interact, and of course, grow. Okay, so let's dive into our case study. Who exactly is Lucky Zip? At their very core, their whole game is about empowering businesses. They're giving them the specific tools and strategies they need to actually stand out in what we all know is a very, very crowded online marketplace. The term they use for what they do is online business development. Now, that's not just some fancy corporate jargon. It really signals that they have a big picture approach. They're not just handling one little piece of the puzzle. They're providing the entire set of solutions a business needs to get off the ground and succeed. And if you look at their journey, you can see this clear evolution. They kicked things off in 2020 with this big mission, turn ideas into digital success stories. A few years later, by 2024, they're not just doing the work, they're publishing articles and sharing their expertise. And looking ahead, their focus shows they're always thinking about what's next, constantly adapting. So, what's actually inside this digital toolkit of theirs? What are the core services they use to build that rock-solid online presence for a business? Let's break it down. First up, and this is a big one, web design. Think of this as the digital storefront, and it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. For one business, a simple, super effective landing page might be all they need, but for another, it could be a full-blown e-commerce platform designed to handle sales, inventory, the whole shebang. But what good is a beautiful storefront if no one walks in, right? That's where marketing comes in to really fuel the growth. We're talking about targeted Facebook ads to find the exact right audience, email campaigns to build real relationships with customers, and of course, SEO, so the business actually shows up when people are searching. And finally, we have brand identity. This, you could say, is the soul of the business. It's how people recognize it, how they remember it. And it is so much more than just a logo. It's a complete package that makes the brand look professional and, crucially, consistent absolutely everywhere, from the website to every single social media post. And this quote just ties it all together perfectly. This is from Olivia, a personal trainer. See how she mentions all three services we just talked about? A landing page, branding with an eye-catching logo, and designed social media pages. For her, these weren't three separate tasks. It was all one unified, seamless project. That's when it works. So who is actually making all this happen? A digital toolkit is only as good as the people who are actually using the tools, right? So let's talk about the team behind the scenes. The secret sauce here is that it's a collaborative team of specialists. This is so important. It means you don't have one person trying to be a jack of all trades. No, you have a dedicated brand designer focused only on your logo. You have a WordPress expert building your site, and you have a digital marketing pro running your campaigns. This approach makes sure that every single part of a client's project is handled by someone who is a genuine expert in that field. All right, so we've seen the services, we've met the team, but what does it all really add up to? Let's get to the good part and look at the real-world results these services can bring to actual businesses. This is a perfect example of how it all translates into success. Okay, so you have a local restaurant. The challenge was crystal clear. They needed more customers in the door, and they had to make their online ordering process way simpler. The solution? A new website with a built-in ordering system combined with very targeted ads. And the result? Not just a feeling of success, but a measurable, huge increase in reservations and engagement. Now this is really interesting. It shows how the solutions are specifically tailored to where a business is in its journey. A small business that's just starting out has totally different needs than a business that's ready to scale up. You can see on the left, the goal is just to launch, so the package is built around the essentials. But on the right, the goal is expansion, and that calls for a much bigger website and a way more aggressive marketing plan. And check out this quote from a small business owner, John. It speaks directly to that first package we just saw. Listen to the words he uses: effortless, stunning, and super easy to manage. This really drives home the point that a great digital agency doesn't just deliver a product, they deliver peace of mind and something you can actually use. So, after taking apart this agency and seeing how all the pieces fit together, what's the big lesson here? What's the ultimate takeaway for any business owner out there thinking about their own online presence? Here it is. A powerful digital presence is never just one thing. It's not just a cool logo. It's not just a fancy website. It's a single, unified story that you tell consistently across every single platform. Your brand, your site, your marketing, they all have to be working together, singing from the exact same song sheet. And that brings us to our final thought for today. As you think about your own business, or maybe an idea you have, I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. Is your business telling the right story online? And is it telling that story everywhere your customers might be listening? Thanks for tuning in.